So today we're at the world famous Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas.
So enigmatic and charismatic, gotta live static, gotta get at it, never pragmatic, cause we live tragic. I can't live average, to be alive's magic. Turn it up in the back cause I'm grabbing everything I want, get in my way and I'm stabbing. I'll be
so outside right now it's like 117, inside I think it's like 120. So right now what we're gonna do is go over wrapping your hands. That's one of the most asked questions I get. Now with that said, there's multiple different ways of wrapping a hand. Okay, we're just going to go over one today. We're going to use Liborio wraps. Okay, so there's no thumb loop that you can start it with like that. There's no Velcro. So this is just a different way of doing that. Now, there's 27 bones in the hand, so there's a lot of intricate moving parts. So what you want to do, what I want to do when you're punching somebody, is you want to use these two big knuckles. Okay. The boxer's fractures when you use these two small knuckles, and you'll end up fracturing, breaking the bones in the hand. And what happens, these knuckles will get pushed back anywhere from say an inch to over an inch on a bad break, okay? And then they gotta put pins in it, rods, it's a big deal. So once again, when you're punching somebody, you would use the two big knuckles. Now, your lower arm, the big bone in the lower arm is the radius, okay? Now that lines up directly, if you're holding your hand correctly, with these two big knuckles. The ulna is the smaller bone that lines up with the two knuckles you don't want to punch with. So that's where it lines up there. Now when you're wrapping your hand, you don't want your hand to be cockeyed or bent the other way. You want your hand straight, okay? You want those two big knuckles directly underneath that radius. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a pad, because what you want to do is protect the knuckles and support the wrist. So here's what you do with this. Now, wrapping your own hand obviously is more difficult than having somebody do it for you. Okay, so here we go. Now, when you make this pad, you want this pad to be the same length as your knuckles. Okay, you don't want it overlaying. You don't want a big pad laying over. You just want enough to take care of the knuckles. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this, which is essentially the same length as my knuckles. Okay, now I've got a good pad right there. What I'm gonna do is when I lay it over the knuckles, it's gonna be separated. Okay, it's gonna go directly 50-50, split the difference on the knuckle. Now, wrapping yourself, like I said, is easier said than done. So I put it over, and you're always wrapping away from the thumb. Okay, you're starting high to low, from the elbow down, and away from the thumb. Not that many people know that. I went to years at a kinesiology school to learn all this stuff. So you're gonna start with your hands open wide. Line it up, support it, and that's another tidbit too. Some people just like it long like that when you're wrapping it, some have it roll. So it's whatever's comfortable for you, it's whatever works for you, okay? Now when I'm wrapping this, I want to make sure I go behind that pad where that pad doesn't slide down when I punch and also when I wrap it, okay? So this first wrap, this first pad is just basically protecting the knuckles, okay? There's my pad for the knuckle, we're good to go there. Now, like I said, you want to work high to low, from your elbow down to the hand, and I'm always going away from the thumb. Okay? I'm going to hit the first finger, take it back up, secure it around the wrist. That's my anchor. Second one, middle finger, boom, back to the thumb. Third, pinky, boom, and you're done. Now, once I have those done, I'm going to lock my thumb in. So I hit my thumb once, back to the knuckles, so those things don't go anywhere. And then the rest, I'm just going to make figure eights from here. And then when it's done, okay, so what I'm going to do, my hand's all covered, I'm going to come up under the palm, shoot it through, pull it. You're going to do that for the remainder of the wrap. And then what you've done is you've made a bar right there, okay? Now, some people don't like it coming through the fingers all the way down. Some people prefer wrapping around the fingers. I'm not a big fan of that, okay? So in and of itself, this has worked years for me. I've never had a posture fracture. I've never injured my hand, and this is perfect for me on the way to go. So this is one of the many ways, and I'll keep breaking it down. I'll show you another 10, 15 different ways to wrap your hands. In and of itself, this is one way you can wrap your hand with the Leroy's wraps. If you have comments, if you have questions about what's going on here with these guys right now, it's going to start getting live in a second. We'll break it down and we'll come back with some more videos. But once again, if you got questions, put them down. Right now, if you didn't know, now you know. So being that we're here at the world famous Floyd Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas, Nevada, we're going to go over this again. We'll go over this a couple hundred more times. The difference between American hook, the difference between European hook, and the difference between a shovel hook. An American hook, your palm is facing towards you, okay? This is an American hook. Bang. That's an American hook. When you're going to throw that punch is when your opponent is taller than you and you need to get on the inside. Mike Tyson was really famous for using that punch. Whether you can bring your opponent into you or you can bring yourself into your opponent. But nevertheless, if your opponent's taller, if your opponent's taller than you have to get inside to be able to do your work. Okay, if somebody's really tall and long, you have to get past those hands to get in. So you throw that American hook, boom. Now, European hook, your palm is down. Now, who's going to use that as a taller opponent? I keep using Klitschko. It could be a Klitschko, it could be a Tyson Fury, it can be a Wilder. One of those tall guys who have to keep shorter guys away. So you're going to throw that European hook, and that's going to push their opponent away because they don't want that shorter person getting inside to be able to do work. Now, the third hook that everybody keeps asking about is the shovel hook. Now, the shovel hook is at a 45. Okay, it's not at a 90. Okay, so we have an uppercut here. We have, whether it's a European or an American hook here. Now, a shovel hook is right in the middle. That's a 45-degree angle. And if you're throwing that punch with your left hand, that's the ideal punch you want to throw to hit the liver shot, okay? So, we have an American hook, we have a European hook, we have a shovel hook. Okay, those are the three. And you know what? I'll throw one more in since we're at Floyd's today. And now we're going to throw anchor hook. Now it's like this. We throw that hook like that. The reason it's called an anchor hook is because your arm looks like an anchor. It's the same shape. Boom. Now that hook's used a lot to make an angle on somebody. So if you throw a jab cross, the anchor hook is going to be able to create an angle. Jab cross, create that angle, and then you can set stuff up. Because after you create that angle, your opponent will be in front of you, but you won't be in front of your opponent. And if you don't understand that, hit me in the comments below and I'll make another video. That's a whole other video in of itself. So those are the four punches, the four hooks we went over today. American hook, European hook, double hook, and anchor hook. But for right now, if you didn't know, all the way from the world famous Floyd Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's 120 degrees in here right now, now you know. So this is a day in the life of fight coach at Mayweather's boxing gym, where when you come into Mayweather's boxing gym, the only thing that's air conditioned is this office, because it's like 117 outside and then inside it's like 120. How it gets hotter than that, I don't know, but it's like death inside. But you walk out and it's got that dry heat that straight just punches you in the face. So coming to you from the world famous Mayweather boxing gym in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you have questions, if you have comments, please let me know. So right now, who's fighting tomorrow night? Oh, Dustin and Mayweather. Boom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the world famous Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas, Nevada. But I had the privilege to run into, and it's not easy to track this man down, Clash.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What are you weighing in at today?
I'm gonna go fight at today I'm 170.
70?
Yes, sir.
You look a big 170.
Yeah, I'm 170 right now, but I'm gonna fight August 27th. I'm gonna fight at 154.
Ooh, where's that fight at?
It's gonna be in Tijuana, Mexico.
Oh, my man.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Now, one of the main reasons, I know you're a boxer, not necessarily an MMA guy, but who's your pick for Poirier versus Conor McGregor tonight?
I'm gonna go with Conor McGregor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I like Conor McGregor. He cocky, flashy, and flamboyant.
Right.
I like his style too.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Right on. I appreciate your time. I really appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
That easy guy to track down.
Yep.
Hey, how do people find you if they want to find you, Flash?
You can follow me on Instagram at Royal Boy Flash. Twitter, same thing, but mainly on Instagram at Royal Boy Flash. ROYAL Boy Flash. Yes, sir.
My man.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time, Flash.
You
All right. Have a blessed day.
You too.
Thanks, sir. So which video do you want to watch? You want to watch that video? You want to watch that video? You know, that one's really good. But on the other hand, that one helps the video you just saw.